Shanatata bi tehorai tavarata atayitzarta atanefachta bi atameshana mishamra bekirbi Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shanatata bi tehorai. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama. Shanatata bi tehorai.
Good Shabbos and Chag Pesach Sameach, Shabbat Shalom, and a happy holiday of Passover, this first day of our festival, to everyone that is both here in the sanctuary and joining us online as well. As we begin our service, as we always do, if we haven't done so already, take a moment to say hello to the people next to you and to wish them a Shabbat Shalom or a Chag Pesach Sameach. And for those of you who are watching online, to post something in the chat as well to let us know that you're with us and to wish each other a Shabbat Shalom and happy Passover too. As we do that, we join and take a moment for those that are online to look at the shirshalom.org website, because we have on our resources there the services that we're going to be using. We'll be using this morning a little bit from our festival prayer book on page 137, which can be downloaded there, but most of it will come from our Shabbat morning service as well. And so for those of us here, we join together in our prayer books on page 137. On this, the first day of the festival of Passover, we remember the slavery our ancestors, the children of Israel, endured and the freedom they achieved. We immortalize the memory of our people's escape as though it happened in our own generation. It is as if Pharaoh's chariots were chasing us and we were delivered from bondage to freedom, from sadness to joy. As we relive the exodus from Egypt, so may we never take our freedom for granted. May we never permit ourselves to become insensitive to the plight of others. On page 138, we give thanks for the festivals and the memories they inspire. We pray for the ability to constantly dignify our lives with faith. At this special season of our year, we resolve to consecrate our lives to seek wholeness. As our people made a pilgrimage to Jerusalem in times gone by in order to give thanks and praise your name, so too do we make a pilgrimage of heart, mind, and soul and give you thanks on this day as we join together responsively with Psalm 92 on page 63 of our prayer books. It is good to give thanks to God, to sing praises to your name, to tell of your love in the morning, and to sing of your faithfulness at night. Playing with an instrument of 10 strings, sounding the lute and stroking the harp.
Your works have made me rejoice, and your glories move me to sing.
How great are your works, O God, how profound your design. The insensitive will never appreciate your creations, nor will the fool understand life's meaning. The wicked may flourish like grass, and the evil may multiply, but they are all doomed to failure. But you, O Eternal, shall be exalted forever. All shall proclaim that Adonai is just. Let every living being bless your name, and let every spirit glorify our God forever. Throughout all time we will have no ruler but you, our God. You guide the world with love and touch each of your creations with care and kindness. You neither slumber nor sleep. You cause the speechless to utter words and the wrongly imprisoned to go free. You support the fallen, heal the sick, and raise up the lonely. To you alone do we give thanks as we rise together for our call to worship on page 65.
Baruch hu et Adonai שלום וברא את הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם יוצר אור וברא חושך עושה שלום וברא את הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר המאורות. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
You shall love the eternal your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hands, and they shall be a symbol before your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I, the Eternal, am your God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I, the Eternal, am your God. These enduring words have been a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. Faith and choice bring understanding to the soul and sensitivity to the heart. In all times and places, our God has been a part of our lives. Our faith has been our rock and our help. We watched God's wonders when we went free from Egypt. When slavery's chains were broken, we witnessed it. May those who have the faith to believe also have the wisdom to be kind. O God, in whom we have all hope, we glorify your name now as our people have praised you throughout history.
ישראל, ופדי חינומך יהודה וישראל, גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
In preparation for the Amidah, we rise together and take a moment for our own private meditations, either following the words of our prayer books on page 70 or those our hearts might prompt.
תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, בעזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
Eternal is your power, O God. You are mighty to save. You rain dew upon us. In love you sustain the living. In the multitude of your mercies you preserve all. You uphold the falling and heal the sick, free the captives, and keep faith with your children in death as in life. Who is like you? Who is your equal? Author of life and death, source of salvation. Blessed is the eternal God, the source of life. We sanctify your name on earth, even as your holiness is proclaimed in the heavens above and throughout time and space. In the words of the prophet Isaiah, we say, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The fullness of the whole earth is God's glory.
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaoth, Melech ol haaretz, Kevodo, Baruch Kevod Adonai, Mimakomo, Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai Zion, Ledor vador, Hallelujah.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed is Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, accept our rest as a sacrifice of time and space. Let us share in your world by celebrating creation day by day. Purify our hearts so that we might be honest and upright, forgiving and compassionate. Blessed are you, O God of truth, who helps us to make the Sabbath a part of our life and our heritage of joy. Look with favor, O God, upon your people Israel and receive our prayers with love. May it be your will to accept our worship and our deeds. Blessed are you who alone we serve in reverence. Eternal source of good, we thank you for the numberless gifts and blessings that fill our days, for life itself and its endless variety, for all that sustains body and mind, for love and friendship, for the delights of the senses, and for the excellence of your Torah, which deepens our life and enriches our days. Help us, O God, to work for a just and compassionate society, where all may share your gifts in the joy of freedom. For all of this, your name shall be blessed and praised forever.
Yismechu v'malechotecha, shomre, shomre, shomre Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechotecha, shomre, shomre, shomre Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. מקדשי שביעי שבת, כולם יספרו וייתן גם טובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת.
Together on page 77, we read our prayers for peace. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands. And may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Blessed is the eternal God, the source of peace.
Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, sim, shalom, tova uveracha. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la
Shabbat, so do our thoughts turn to those in our community as well in need of healing and strength. And we bring Torah out into our midst, and we reach out and touch it. We mention names of those we're thinking of in our prayers. And as Torah has been a symbol of strength and hope for our people, so does it remain that for us as well as we rise together now. Mishaberach, Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, but Imotenu Sarav Kolei Avrechel. Hu Yivarech et Cholim. Merciful God has blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Becca, Leah, and Rachel. Send your blessings to our loved ones who are stricken with illness, anxiety, friends and family of our congregation. Elisayoto and Mickey Berg, Doreen Billett, Michael Brody, Karen Kasman, Patty Seresny, Philip Henry D'Angelo, Judy Naines Dolson, Sean Dobrinsky, Brett Eisen, Michael Eisen, Elisheva Batsara, Barbara Esrig, Josephine Franco, Richard Gautreau, Susan Greenberg, Batia Hesha Penina, Andrew Halo, Ava Haberkornholm, Ty Hall, Winter Hatsfield, Hank Heiser, Jane Jacobs, Serafina Coffrin, Sarah Bat Miriam, Karen Coltoneau, Rick Kornspan, Marta Lazar, Glenn Lee, Henry Leopold, Erica Littman, Haley Littman, Libby McIntyre, Zoe Marcus, Joey Marvin, Joyce Maza, Mendel Ishai Ben Chava, Teresa Miji, Allison Mertzman, Marlene Miller, Gail Mintz, Lev Herschel Ben Ba'ami, Linda Newman, Rabbi Robert Nosenchuk, Rezel Batlea Miriam, Elea Elisheva Bat Avram Bachana, Annette Pines, Melanie Pohl, Gary Pollock, Joanne Reed, Marcy Fisher-Reiners, Leslie Ritchie, Steve Richmond, Julie Robinson, the St. Amman family, Rita Seidman, Bernard Sklar, Roberta Sinino, Gary Spangler, Jerry Steinberg, Barbara Storm, Leo Tosto, Connie Wahlberg, all those battling coronavirus. 32,455 American troops have been injured in Iraq and the surrounding areas to date. All those being devastated by the war in Ukraine, and all the names in our hearts. Baruch atah Adonai Rapha Chlim. Blessed are you, God, who gives strength to those in need.
The source of strength, who blessed the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say,
On page 91 of our prayer books.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם,
mystics teach us that the Kaddish has different meanings every time it's recited. In their minds, a prayer that links earth to heaven and bridges the chasm between the living and the dead. The Kaddish is the assurance the soul is enduring and the human spirit is indestructible. A prayer that permits a child to remember a parent and a parent to remember a child. An opportunity to bind wounds and bring generation closer to generation. In light and in darkness, it's all of these and more, for it is our people's memory of the best that life has to offer. This time in our prayers, our thoughts turn to those taken from our midst in this past week and month, whose Shloshim we mark, friends and family of our community. Maurice Herskovic, Michael Murley, Stephen Gautreau, Darren Hessenhaller, June Gerwin, Bella Rubin, as well as the 4,586 Americans of our armed forces who've been killed in Iraq and the surrounding areas to date, those who've lost their lives in the war in Ukraine, 988,121 Americans who've lost their lives to the coronavirus. Linking their names and names as yortzites we mark on the Shabbat, those anniversary of passing we lovingly commemorate, friends and family of our community. David Beck, Stephen Dashinger, Sonia Dunitz-Dunn, Kirsten Garbiel, Fred Gare, Hugh Gedrich, Bertram Gordon, Martin Gray, Celia Kleigman, Samuel Kopel, Bertha Berkowitz-Levine, Pauline Moses, Robert Moskowitz, Meyer Must, Benjamin Newman, Max Perlman, Martha Ryder, Shoshana Raval, William Rolnick, Samuel Sakwa, Seal Saperstein, Samuel Silverstein, Norman Steele. Linking their names to all the names that we do not recite on the Shabbat, those of every faith and family, those lives that have touched ours, as well as those who have no one to stand and say Kaddish for them. So do we stand together and join in the immortal words of the mourner's Kaddish as found on page 96 of our prayer books. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, b'alma divrach irate v'almich malchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala uv'zman kariv imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbam v'orach le'olam amei amaya, yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit ramam v'yit naseh. Min adar v'itnaleh v'itnalal shemei d'kudesha b'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, da'miram b'yama v'imru, amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. The source of peace and peace to those who mourn, comfort to those who are bereaved here and everywhere. And let us say,
Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
It's always good to be able to celebrate sweet moments like this for Shabbat and for our festival of Passover. And so we rise together as we join with Cantor for the Kiddush, sanctifying this special day.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim.
We say, Adonai oz le'amo yitain. May God bless you with strength. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. May God bless all of us, here and everywhere, with peace. Good Shabbos and Chag Sameach.
Adonai oz le'amo yitain. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Good Shabbos, everyone. Chag Sameach.